In this video, I'd like to demonstrate CSS3 partial value attribute selectors based on three types of substring matching. The first selection is based on class attribute whose value begins with certain value, and we have a simple structure here. Inside body element we have three spans, so this is three spans. So the first selection is based on the class attribute whose value begins with a certain value. So for example, we do span and class, then head sign or head symbol, or it's also called circumflex accent. And they say, for example, want to select the span whose class attribute begins with, say, fog. Okay, so and we want to give it some, like say, color white on background green. So based on this, it should select the span that begins with fog, whose class begins with first three letters fog, and so it should select the middle one, this one, Greenland. Okay, let's check. Okay, so it selects the middle span. So next selection is based on class attribute whose value contains some value. So it's pretty much same syntax. We put span, class, and we use asterisks, and then say we want to select the span whose value contains snow. So I'm just gonna copy and paste this. Only give it background, different background. Maybe blue. So I'm just gonna comment out this. Okay, so based on the second example, based on this rule, the first span and the last span should be selected because they both contain snow. So let's check. It should give them the background of blue. Okay, so it's the first span and the last span. Okay, and the second and the third selection is based on class attribute whose value ends with some value. So I'm just gonna copy and paste this. Comment this out. And to mark the ending value, we use a $sign. And say, let's give it just a different color, maybe dark cyan. Okay, so based on the third example, like third rule, only the first span will be selected. Iceland. Let's check. Okay, so we have Iceland selected. So now it doesn't have to be the whole word like snow, or that they use snow here. It can be just a symbol. Let's check. Like if it can be a few letters, a few symbols that this attribute value begins with or ends with. Let's check this. Just gonna comment this out, and so first back to the first example. So I'm just gonna remove the comment. So we used fog. Let's try F, just F. So save it, and again, based on this, it should select the span whose class value begins with just F. Let's try if it works. So it should give it the background color green. So based on this, it should be the middle one, Greenland. Okay, so it selects Greenland. So my understanding, and just based on this principle, it should work for other selections. Okay, let's try this. Say for snow, for the ending one. So not snow, but just use S. So based on this selection, it should select the first span and the last span. It should give it the background of dark cyan. Okay, let's check. Oops. It's not working. Let's check. Span. Okay, S. Oh, okay, it's actually the first letter. Let's try W. Okay, for W, it works only for Iceland, which is this one. Okay. So this is how this selection thing works for CSS 3 partial value attribute selectors based on 3 types of substring matching. So substring, it literally picks only the last, you see, only the last value in the attribute. Say if it's this one, so it picked only snow, but not this snow, but the last value in the whole thing. Okay, so I hope it was helpful, and thank you for watching.